You are now tuned in to the Windy City Benders podcast. This is WCBP.
All right, it's another edition of the WCB podcast. It's Jarom. It's Tanner. What's up, bud?
Nothing, man. Just getting ready for hockey to start. It's almost September, so that means it's almost preseason.
You're 1 week away from September. I actually think a week from today when we're recording, it'll be September 1st, which means
yes.
we are in training camp month and the start of preseason hockey, which means right around the corner, NHL action, baby. Let's go.
That's right.
But till then, we have not much to talk about.
Nope. Not really.
Hot talk will be short and sweet today. I think we'll have some fun with NHL talk. Because a certain video game that supposedly gets updated every year gets announced, and there's some interesting little things that came out with that. And then some jersey talk and the sad news of a signing that happened that we wanted to happen but didn't happen, but happened for another team that we didn't want it to happen to. Process that. Think about that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So let's start off with Hawks talk here. Today, the Chicago Blackhawks announced their broadcasting team for the upcoming season. And I know our group chat was a little nervous. They were going to make the mistake of giving the job to somebody who would probably prevented a lot of Hawks games from being watched this year. And I'm unprepared. I don't have the list up in front of me. God damn it. So the Blackhawks, we already know that the play-by-play is, I forgot how to say his name.
Fosters.
Yeah, Chris Fosters. Troy Murray and Patrick Sharp are going to be the TV color analyst. Troy Murray will also be radio color analyst when he's not on TV. They haven't officially announced like the schedule for who's doing what games and all that. So it's good to see Troy Murray back involved after the past couple of years with his battle with cancer and all that. So glad to see him still involved. John Weidman, radio play-by-play, content analysis, which I've seen, was reading it just in between the benches, is Colby Cohen.
Okay.
Woof. Broadcast and content contributor, Kaylee Chilios. Spanish play-by-play, Miguel Esparza. And
yes.
Spanish color analysis, Jorge Moreno.
Yes.
So, yeah, very happy that Colby Cohen did not get color analysis job. I was extremely nervous about that because it seemed like the way the direction's been going with this team that they might have made a move like that.
Yeah, no, everything's fine.
Yeah, glad. I think Patrick Sharp, it's going to be good. I like that they're bringing Troy Murray to kind of, take the load off a little bit. I kind of like ease Sharpie into it, kind of get his wheels going and all that. I think he'll do great though. Like once he kind of got used to NBC and all that, his first couple NBC appearances were rough.
Yeah.
But he really gelled once he got in the groove.
Yeah, I'm just thinking too, like who's left on the team that Sharp ended up playing with. It's just like Kane and Taves.
That's kind of crazy.
Connor Murphy, maybe?
Oh, I don't know.
I think so, because was it 2015 that
Connor Murphy's 2017. It was traded at the 2017 draft.
2017 draft.
The Jalmerson.
And so and then we still had Sharpie at that point, didn't we?
I'm pulling.
Fuck man, when did Sharp quit playing?
No. Oh yeah, he came back that year. So yeah, he played with Connor Murphy. Yeah, he played 70 games that year, the 17-18 season.
Was that his last season?
Yeah, that was his last season. So he played with Connor Murphy, Patrick Kane, Jonathan Tate.
DeBrinket's gone, Delia's gone, Forsling's gone, Gustafson is gone again. No Highmore, no Hinstroza, no Camp, Keith is gone. Yeah, Connor Murphy, no Ruda, no Saad, no Schmaltz, Seabrook. Dylan Sakura.
Hey, he's back.
Yeah, I don't even know if he got any ice time that year, but there you go. That's fucking hilarious.
In the way, so
he got 5 games that year. Okay.
off topic of the broadcast, because you brought up Dylan Sakura and it registered with me. They showed like the new numbers for the new guys,
Yes, that's
and they
right.
have Sakura hanging up there with them. So does that
Yep.
mean he's an NHL guy?
That means he has a Hawks jersey.
It's
They
kind of weird to put an
probably
AHL guy up there.
they probably just like pulled it out of storage because I don't think they sold it or anything. I don't wait, did they? I didn't even realize that they had that jersey up there. That's
Yeah,
kind of funny.
Blackwell, Mrazek, Domi, Anthony, Stalak, and Sakura. No Buddy Robinson,
Yeah.
who he's supposed to be an AHL guy. So Dylan Segura, NHL guy.
Yeah, I guess so. I
5
mean,
goals. Let's go.
it would make sense. Like we were saying before, like you keep all your young guys like playing in
Down
the
low.
AHL, get that experience, and don't let them get flooded with losses and like shit ice time playing defense against every team. Yeah, just have Sakura come and play.
Get his 5 goals. Bets back on, baby.
Yeah, sure. He can give 5 goals, man. You guys can have whatever you want. I don't care. I really don't think it's gonna happen.
Clip that. But yeah, back to the broadcasting team. So yeah, Sharp is coming in, new face and all that. Where are we going with that broadcast stuff?
I don't
Besides,
know.
we're
I
talking about
think
Sharp.
it was just nice. I was talking about how Sharp hasn't really played with anybody that's on the team anymore. There's only 3 guys that are on the team that he played with. So it's kind of just like he has history as he played as a Hawk, but like not with guys on the team really anymore.
Yeah. And somebody said, I don't know if it was like NBC Chicago or in the article they're talking about it, but they're like, going to this full on rebuild. It's kind of nice to bring in like that Eddie Olczyk type of player who, played a lot of his career with the team.
Mm-hmm.
Give him the voice, give him the keys, let him run with it. And it's kind of, yeah, I definitely like that it was Sharp. The only other
Yeah.
person I thought could possibly do it would have been Burish. Like he was
Yeah.
another guy, but I don't know if he's like
Or Shaw.
see, I don't know if they're commentator guys though. I think they're more
Yeah.
like intermission report type of guys and like live the UC section 104, pregame and all that kind of stuff, like type of players. I don't know how they would be because they're great, they're funny. I just don't know how much they could contribute, like because I mean they weren't the greatest of hockey minds out there,
Right.
no shot at them and anything like that. But it's like Patrick Sharp knew the game. He was really good at what he did and all that. So I just think he's the much better fit.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it works out. Like we had kind of a brief bit of like what we're about to see last year, just because Foley wasn't there all the time.
Yeah, and Olczyk took some time off when he was doing NBC stuff or
Yeah.
TNT,
Well, his
whatever.
son also filled in, and I don't know. I don't think that's happening anymore.
Well, yeah, he
Didn't seem
officially
like it.
signed with Seattle too.
Oh, did he? Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I didn't see that. Okay, well, new team, new faces, new voices, new everything.
it's gonna be
I
rough.
just
It's gonna be
again, I'm gonna keep saying it. They just need to retire Chelsea Dagger because that's the other thing that like needs to happen.
agree 100% wholeheartedly agree that
Yeah,
I was done with it 3 years ago. Honestly,
right, right.
I like
Because when the Predators swept us in the first round, we should have just been like, that's when we should have blown it up and been like, no, whoa,
you
this
eject the
fuck.
CD and you give it to the Predators. Here, you own this now. We don't
Yeah,
deserve this because didn't we only score like 1 goal at home or
it
two?
was like it was like 3 in the entire 4 games or
It
some
was
shit like that.
so bad.
Yeah, and then we've just been mind fucked by them ever since.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. Different voice, different sounds to the Blackhawks. We got one last little treat of old Blackhawk voice on Tuesday when Pat Foley was calling the Chicago Cubs St. Louis Cardinal game. I only watched a little bit because the Cubs got fucking destroyed in it, but it was just so weird hearing him just call like, just really lackadaisical, like just take it easy, no excitement in there just because, it's baseball. You can't really get too excited about it.
It's a much slower paced game.
Yeah, and just hearing him talk and it's just like even him just trying to like eat up minutes, between pitches, between plays and all that kind of stuff. Like it was just really showed how good the Hawks had it for so long with Pat Foley, because man, he was great and I miss him already. And we haven't heard the new guy yet.
Yeah, but like the other thing I think I had mentioned in our group chat is like even if we had Pat Foley this year, like it wouldn't be the same. It would be
Oh
like
yeah,
depressed Pat Foley.
100%. Yeah.
So it's kind of like it sucks, but it's also kind of good in a way. Like you don't really want to hear him being depressed.
Yeah, and you know what? He got to check off the one thing he had on his bucket list was the call game in Wrigley Field. It's like where he
Yeah.
started. That's where he was telling a story about how that's where he fell in love with the idea of sports commentating. Was when he was at Wrigley Field and he met the announcer at the time. I forgot who it was, but he was saying that he met him and he talked to him and all that kind of stuff, and that's kind of like where he fell in love with it. And so everybody that hates Chicago Cubs, step back. We produce Pat Foley for us. Relax.
Yeah, good job.
Big stretch.
Exactly.
The only other like Hawks news I have is on Frank Cervelli's podcast, which is DFO Rundown Hockey Podcast. Basically the Patrick Kane rumors have been going crazy lately, which they're gonna be going until he's dealt. Basically, until the trade deadline, until he's dealt or he's not dealt, you're going to be hearing Pat Foley rumors nonstop. You good?
Yeah, it just kind of was freezing up a bit.
Oh shit. So, but Cervelli came out and he said basically from the sources that he has, the knowledge that he's been given, Kane is not interested in a trade before the start of the season. If he goes anywhere, he likes to go at the deadline or sometime around there. So 2022, put Patrick Kane trades out of your mind. So January 1st, 2023, I give you permission to start sending out your ridiculous trade requests and rumors and all that kind of stuff for Patrick Kane.
Yeah, because I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like if a team like the Rangers are completely out of the playoffs by the trade deadline because like let's say like Shesterkin gets hurt or like Panarin gets hurt and the team's like just completely screwed, like it wouldn't make sense to let Kaner went there because I don't know, like I'm sure he wants to go into a playoff situation.
Oh yeah, he's not going to go to a team that's not going to make the playoffs or have a shot at winning this year.
Plus the best thing is when the trade deadline comes around and Kaner's out there and you have all these teams fighting for playoffs and like wanting to win, that's when it's going to be a pretty pricey like return.
You're looking at
Patrick Kane.
We're not talking the Brinket trade. We're talking Hagel trade.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it's like just the last half of the season, but you're looking at least a first and a prospect. Maybe a couple firsts, depending on like who it is.
Potentially 2 to 3 months, 4 months maybe of Patrick Kane.
And
a Stanley Cup. Sign me up.
Yeah. Greatest American World player.
I just getting so ridiculous. Like, I don't understand. People are throwing out Edmonton. We talked about that last week. People are throwing out Toronto. Like,
yeah.
People realize that Kane has a cap hit of 10.5, right?
Right.
It's not like
well, even like Frank from Hockey Illuminati was saying like a Patty Kane trade to Toronto like would involve like just Jason Robertson and like or not Jason Robertson, Nick Robertson, the worst Robertson brother. And like Nylander and a first. But in my mind, I'm just kind of like, why would we want Nylander? Like that, like that's their like cap dump is Nylander, who would probably be like better off like sticking with the team.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't use him. Like we would just like end up having to flip him then too.
Yeah, it's like, and then Bizanet was talking about how like, oh my God, you're telling me Kyle Dubas is going to work his crazy magic to bring Patrick Kane in there. You had arguably the no doubt about greatest American player currently coming into the big Toronto and then just passing the torch over to Austin Matthews and say, take the reins of the greatest American.
Honestly,
I mean, it'd be
like
cool. It would be
that would be
cool.
amazing to watch them play together. That'd be
I just don't know
so
how. I just don't
they
know
if
how.
one of them assists the other on a goal and it's like a cross ice and then they just go like this and try to listen for the other person. Like, how do you not like want to see that? That would be
Like,
amazing.
all right, I'm pulling up cap front really, really quick here for Toronto, just because it's like I want to see. Like, I don't think there's physically.
Well, that's why it would make more sense near a trade deadline because like some teams might end up having injuries and then they have that like guy on the like injury reserve and there's more cap there. Plus whatever cap that they have like unspent really is it do you know about this? Like it's like a weird thing. I want to make sure that I'm pretty right about it. So like let's say you have like 4 million in cap space for the whole year. Like apparently like that 4 million carries over into like the trade deadline. And like if a guy's had like let's say a guy has like a $5 million cap hit, most of his cap's already been like used or some
Yeah,
shit like that. It's really weird. And it's just like the remaining cap hit, if it sticks under like what you have like in reserve, like it stays. I don't
I've
know.
heard, I've heard what you, and I know what you're talking about. I've heard about it. I just don't fully understand it.
Oh, here, deadline cap space is the total sum of cap hit values that the current daily cap hit can be increased by on the deadline day to remain compliant below the cap ceiling at season's end. Does that make sense?
Totally nailed it.
Well, yeah, it's something that'll make more sense like when the season's going on. Um, like let's see here. So projected cap space on Cap Friendly for the Columbus Blue Jackets is 416,000 right now and some change, but their deadline cap space is 1.9 million. And I think that is I don't know if it has I don't know what has there's fucking shit there. I have no idea. But it's a different way of calculating like the cap space and like teams typically have more cap space at the deadline than they do at the beginning of the season, which is why it would make more sense for a Kane trade at that time too. It's hard to like fucking put into words,
Yeah.
but trust
So
me.
you got to assume that the Hawks would eat 50% of that cap.
Like here, the Hawks have 7.5 in projected cap space currently, and their deadline cap space is 35 million. I don't know how that works, but that makes sense, I guess.
You got to, so now the Hawks basically need enough cap space to eat 10.5 million because half of Kane, half of Taves.
Yeah.
So Toronto realistically needs to come up with what, 5.25, 5.25 million of cap space if the Hawks eat 50%.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Do you
I'm
take
sure there
do
there
you
will
take
be
like a
there will be like
Kerfoot?
certain ways to wait like to work it out, especially if it was like 3 team trade involved, where one team eats half and then the second team eats half, and then you get Patty Kane at 2.75, 2.625 or whatever it is.
Are you talking about Patrick Kane, Arizona Coyote legend?
Yeah, sure. I'm sure they
That
wouldn't mind getting in on it for like a fourth.
I'm trying to see. Ovechkin cough. What?
What?
Toronto's
Um.
got a player in their system, Dmitry Ovechkin cough.
Oh, okay. Are you just trying to look at prospects that they have?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see who, because I'm trying to see too, like who would be worth it, you know? Like,
Nice. Nice is apparently pretty good, and that's like the only one that I know of.
seeing it's funny. There was a thread on hockey Reddit saying they're like, what prospect is everybody hyping up, but you just know is not going to pan out right for your team. And he was brought up a lot by Toronto people.
Oh, really?
But I
That's
don't know
funny.
if that's just because of like the Toronto mush or
Maybe.
they know something like other people know. What position is that guy?
I believe he's a center. He's a center left wing. It's funny. He's only 19. He's he's 19. He played at University of Minnesota last year. He had 33 points in 33 games.
Okay.
Yeah. He was in the USHL before that. He played for the Tri-City Storm in 2020 and 2021. Had 42 points in 44 games.
I work
I don't know. Doesn't sound too bad.
that guy and then 3 first rounders.
Yeah, 4, 7. I don't know. Whatever. It's gonna end up being just like a pick and a prospect. It's gonna probably be like similar to like the Claude Giroux trade this year at the deadline.
Well, it's gonna have to be more for it. I mean, the Hawks might not get it, but I mean, I'm just curious who else Toronto would move to make that work. Like that's just what blows my mind. It's like because they still have to sign Rasmus Sandin
Yeah.
too. They are almost 1.5 million over the cap.
Do they have anybody on injury reserve?
No.
No? Damn. Weird. Maybe they're hoping somebody just gets hurt during training camp. Open up some cap space once the season starts and then make some signings. Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do.
Goes down.
Even like I don't know what Edmonton would have to offer.
A lot of the teams that are being linked to Kane, like I don't know. And I don't know if that's like just being the bias of like, oh, we just like what we deserve for Patrick Kane, or is it like legitimately like the contending teams are at a point now that they're contenders because they've gotten rid of their prospects and their picks to get to the position that they're in now, you know?
Yeah. Like what's left over?
Like Edmonton, New York, Toronto are the 3. I keep hearing Buffalo, but Buffalo makes zero fucking sense.
Like you think if Buffalo was in playoff range, that they would just be like, we're going for it.
And they can take his whole cap.
That'd be pretty funny.
They have almost $20 million in cap space though.
Yeah.
It would be cool to see though him in Buffalo.
Yeah. I mean, I would love to just keep him, but it doesn't make any sense anymore. I'm just looking at Edmonton prospects right now. So I don't know.
Okay. So out of the 4 teams that have been connected to Kane,
yeah,
Toronto, Edmonton, New York, Buffalo. Rank them where you would want to see him go.
Rangers, Toronto, Edmonton, Buffalo. Just because it purely back with Panarin would be amazing, number 1. And then with Matthews would be number 2 because that's just such an amazing USA connection there. Playing with Connor McDavid would be insane. And then just being at home is probably the last on the list.
I would just switch Toronto and New York. Let them go to Toronto. Let them win their cup so they can stop bitching about.
They're not going to win a cup. They can't get past the first round. If they can get past the first round, then like I don't know, it's possible. But Game 7, first round is like their arch nemesis.
Game 7, double overtime. Patty Kane coming down,
scores a goal. Nobody knows it goes in.
Nobody knows it goes in. He's doing his heartbreak celebration in whatever the Scotia Bank, whatever the hell it's called now. Austin Matthews is just jizzing himself because he's finally moving on.
Maybe. Goddamn. Well,
can you imagine though the heartbreak for Noli if he goes to Toronto?
What if Toronto
and they still can't fucking win?
Yeah. What if Toronto just misses the playoffs instead?
I fucking like Toronto too. That's what's so funny about this. But it's like I don't like them enough where I want to see them win. I just like them like, hey, if they win, awesome. But watching them lose, it's just so much more entertaining right now to me.
Yeah.
Because the way they do it every year, it's amazing. But this year was tough because they actually did play really well.
Yes. But now they've done a whole goalie turnover again, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Matt Murray, let's go. That was I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Yeah, who's his backup again?
Samsonov.
Oh, that's right. Ilya Samsonov. Yeah, that's
And then
funny.
they got that Ferguson from Vegas on a PTO right now.
Hmm. And they still have that one kid that came up, just Joseph. Oh, Shalgren. Shalgren.
Oh, was that the
That
guy that was kind of like lights out for them towards the end of the season?
Yeah, he won like 3 games or something like that when they were struggling. Oh, he played 14 and he played 1 game in the playoffs.
He had like a good stretch though at one point, right? Like there was just like
Yeah, I think like they were struggling and then he came in and won a few games in a row. And they were like, he's the best.
oh, Savior, let's go.
It's like, yeah, he went 8-4 during the season.
Not too bad.
Yeah. He made 10 saves in half a game against Tampa. Yeah. What even got on that? That was just the Kaner rumors.
Yeah, talking about
Okay.
Kane.
The only other thing that I got for Hawks talk is the Athletic Corey Pronman came out with prospect rankings. Prospects? Not really. Pipeline rankings. That's what it is. So it's guys. It's determined um by eligibility of age, and it says a player is eligible for this list if they are 22 years or old or younger by September 15, 2022. So it's not just prospects. So that's why you have teams like Buffalo Sabres and like Detroit Red Wings at the top of the list, because your top like pipeline guys are Rasmus Dahlin, Owen Power, Sider, Lucas Raymond, like guys that are in the NHL, but
They're still
considered they're under 22. The Hawks actually ranked 12th, which is very surprising, and I think it's
you said 13.
very. Oh, was it 13?
You said 13 earlier.
Oh, maybe I was
I'm
wrong.
gonna say you're just
On
doing
like
to
what I
piss me
read.
off.
No, it's probably 13. Actually, I have it right here. I think you're right. I did say 13, didn't I? Yeah, it's 13. The Blue Jackets are 12, but they have I believe it's Lucas Reichel #1 as our top like pipeline guy, which makes sense. I mean, he's the one that's about to.
Almost ready. Like
Oh,
he's
yeah, he dominated in the AHL point per game, just barely, but point per game, and he's probably going to be a full-time NHLer this year. And then they followed up with Frank Nazar and Kevin Korchinski, and I didn't read the rest of it, but it's nice. Like I think last year they were 23rd, 24th.
yeah.
So that like having this this one draft jumped us a lot, which is good. And hopefully next year when Connor Bedard, that'll get us up there too. We'll see.
Put number what? Number 5 maybe? Top 5?
Yeah, I'd say so.
And then
Because
league.
right now the top 5 is Buffalo, Detroit, the Devils, Anaheim, and Ottawa.
Have we played the hypothetical like we do get the first overall pick and we draft him? Like have we had that conversation yet?
What do you mean?
Like does that change the pace of the rebuild at all? Or is it still kind of business as usual?
I think it's business as usual, but it's like who you're building around. Like
Can you
what you
adding
need.
some pieces around here and there, not going all out, but like if somebody that could
Like
be around him is available.
Yeah. But I don't think you're making any trades or any huge signings in that offseason anyway. Like if you're getting Connor Bedard, you're probably hoping to get still like a top 10 pick the following season. And then the guys that we drafted this year are hopefully going to be ready by that time.
Do you play him for his rookie year right away?
Yeah. I think like at that point, like he has nothing else to learn.
Yeah.
And like he would have to play in the CHL. He wouldn't be able to be eligible to go AHL. Like you
look nasty in the Worlds.
Yeah. He's gonna be real good.
Which is funny. The amount of highlights that he put out, I thought he was like leading the tournament in points, and I don't even think he's
his highlights are just nasty.
But yeah, so interesting things there, and kind of preview for next week's episode, kind of going off the pipeline stuff. We're gonna be talking a little bit about Kyle Davidson's time so far.
Yeah.
Next time we record or we post an episode, it'll be officially 6 months into the reign
dude.
of Kyle Davidson. So
Is it the official reign?
The official reign, yeah. March 1st, he was named the official GM.
Nice.
So
Nice.
all right. Switching over to NHL talk. Do you want to go talk video games? You want to talk signings? What do you want
Let's
to do
talk
first?
signings.
Signings.
Yes.
Shed a tear because Phil the Thrill has been signed. We know his destination. And it's a place none of us wanted him to go. No, it's not Detroit. No, it's not St. Louis. I wish it was one of them at this point. He's going to fucking Vegas.
Yeah.
News broke last night. He signed a 1-year, $1.5 million contract with the Vegas Golden Knights, which is a very rare win, I think, for the Golden Knights front office. I think that was a great pickup by them.
Yeah. I mean, also 1.5 billion. Like, come on. What a steal. But I didn't realize he only had 8 goals last year.
I thought it was only 6.
No, it's 8.
Oh, shit. He had like
Yeah.
44 points or 44 assists.
44 assists.
Yeah.
52 points. I mean, the team was not very good either, though.
So what do you expect? Yeah, what do you expect? You had nobody around.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, I
Like,
think one of those goals, I was at the game. He scored it.
he's just going from one desert to another. But I mean, he's gonna have a lot of better players like to play with, which will be cool. I wonder who he's gonna end up being on a line with, though, because you would assume that William Karlsson, Jonathan Marchessault, and Riley Smith are staying together, and I would assume Mark Stone is gonna be the right wing for Jack Eichel. Like, or are they gonna put Kessel on the left? Or are you gonna try Mark Stone on the left? What do you? I don't even know. Like, what do you do?
Yeah, I don't know.
I
I think
watch
he,
him
I
watch
think,
him fucking score like 35 goals or something this year.
I honestly think he's a third liner at this point.
You think so?
Yeah, they Cat Friendly has him on the third line, with Nicholas Roy and William
Wow.
Carrier. Is it Wah?
Yeah.
Nicholas Wah and William Carrier.
Oh, they got Chandler Stevenson on the first line. Okay. I'm assuming he'd still get power play minutes.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Like, you go either, what is it, Shea Theodore or Petrangelo with Kessel on the point, maybe. That first line power play. That's kind of nice. I don't know. I feel like I don't know how he's gonna look in a Vegas jersey, but
Especially because there's like rumors that they're going to be switching to the gold one as their home jersey.
I also just don't
I
understand.
like the gray jersey. I do like the gray jersey. I'm
They're
glad though I pumped the brakes. I almost ordered his jersey last night. And then I was
yeah.
like, wait a second, no. There's already 81 on that team. I got to see what they're doing.
Oh, true. Yeah. Oh, is he gonna get his number, or
I'm gonna
who's
be, I'm
got
gonna be
Marchessault has it?
yeah.
Marchessault's not even like that much younger, so
He's either gonna go to 18 or 26, I bet.
yeah, that makes sense.
Um,
That sucks though.
it does suck.
God damn.
But a couple things too, we kind of pointed out earlier today. To tie Keith Yandel's Ironman streak, it takes 7 games. The game that he would tie it up would be against the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Yeah. And then if he hits 1,000, it's gonna be against the Arizona Coyotes. And how funny is that? It's
Who would have thought Phil Kessel
who would have thought? Maybe that was like part of the plan. He's like, let me see your schedule. This works out perfectly. I'll sign with you guys.
But who would have thought that Phil Kessel would be the image of male peak performance and consistency in the NHL?
Yeah.
1,000 consecutive games potentially.
You're squishy enough that you don't get hurt. you don't play an aggressive hockey. Like, you'll be okay. 1,000 games, yeah, man. I don't know.
That's insanity. He hasn't missed a game since 2009.
Well, just knock on wood. There's still a chance.
I
He's
hope,
only
you know
18
what?
games away.
Knock on wood, but I really hope that Vegas doesn't fucking Vegas him.
Yeah.
And just fuck him over, help bomb him for the Toronto game or something, or like
do like a what was it? Mike Babcock did Mike Modano.
Yeah.
Was it 1,000 games or 1,500 or
I
something
think it
like
was like
that?
1,500.
And he just needed one game, and he's healthy scratched him. Like,
Or
are
how about
you
when Mike Babcock was
fucking
trying to
kidding?
healthy scratch Chris Chelios at the Winter Classic in Wrigley Field in Chelios' hometown? And Chelios just like, no, fuck you. Like, he played one shift and was having his sons bringing beers on the bench.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Like,
What a fuck.
what a fuck. So yeah, Kessel, I'm glad you're signed. I'm glad we didn't get into PTO territory with you. I was really
Maybe
nervous.
Vegas will suck, and then you can get traded at the deadline to a team that doesn't suck.
The other signing that happened was Paul Stastny signed a 1 year, same deal. Well, cap hit of 1.5 million. It was a $2 million in value.
Because he's got a bonus.
Yeah.
If they win the cup, he gets an extra 500K.
Oh, that's the bonus.
Yeah,
No shit.
isn't that pretty
That's
cool?
that's not bad. I mean,
It's a good little incentive. Yeah, 500K bonus for winning the Stanley Cup. What if he doesn't win the cup on that team? What if they do really bad and they trade Paul
they traded.
Stastny,
Oh my god! And
and
the
then
team
he
that
won the
trades him
cup
is like,
somewhere,
oh
and
shit.
then it's in his deal that he gets an extra 500K from the team that's he's currently with.
I think that works because when PK Subban got traded, he had a clause in his contract that the team could decide to give him the no trade clause after a certain year or terminate it and not have it. And when he got traded to Nashville used the option, said, no, we're not giving you the no trade clause.
Oh, weird.
So you'd have to think, I mean,
Mm.
but then again, I don't understand contracts. You would also think if you trade a contract, your team wouldn't be held responsible for what a player decides to do after you traded the contract, aka Duncan Keith retiring, and now the Blackhawks are penalized for it.
Weird. No movement clause begins on July 1st, 2016. No movement clause was not honored by Nashville after the trade on June 29th, 2016. Okay.
Yeah, they had an
They're just
option.
like, no.
Yeah, there's like an option in that the club had like to exercise. They had by the July 1st to exercise
So
or
funny.
decline the no trade clause, and they declined it, which was
That's really
smart.
funny. I wonder if Subban's actually going to get signed. Other signings. Islanders
I was
made their
literally
first moves.
just counting. Yeah, it took till August 22nd. Lou Lamoriello came out of hibernation, and in 2 days, signed/re-signed 7 players.
Yeah. The biggest deal was like 2.5 million. No, 4 million. Yeah, Noah Dobson.
No Dobson. 3 years, 12 million with a cap at 4.
It's hilarious.
Woof.
He took almost 2 months to do some lukewarm moves. Man, you let that pot sit a little bit too long there. It's cooled down already.
He was really building up there. Speaking of Vegas, really quick, we all know Robin Lehner was out for the season, having hip surgery, but it comes out that he's having double hip surgery. So apparently there was some issues there. So
I think it's also funny that this gets announced like way after they traded Pacioretty for nothing. They probably could have kept him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I forgot that Shea Weber's a Golden Knight.
Air quotes, if you're listening.
Air quotes. No, man, he's coming back. Hilarious.
Yeah, so other thing, Hurricanes officially ditching the red jersey, going with their black Hurricane flag alternate as the new home jersey, which makes sense. They wear it all the time in playoffs and everything like that, which I don't mind it. I like it. It's not bad. I like the Hurricane logo though, but whatever. Retro jerseys got logos got leaked by Fanatics. They prematurely uploaded some shirts that featured some of the team's reverse retro logos, including the Edmonton Oiler oil. Was it what am I thinking of?
The lever?
The oil drop. The oil drop that's
Oh, yeah.
more like a mechanical oil kind of drop looking thing.
Oh,
Whatever.
like a gear?
Gear, yeah. God, Jesus, Zach, figure it out.
I don't know.
There's that. They had Florida has got the old secondary palm tree logo as the main logo on that shirt. So that would be
San
pretty
Jose is
cool.
wearing
The
the old golden
seals.
seals, which I think is amazing.
That's awesome. The Capitals have the old Screaming Eagle in black, which is crazy that Ovechkin's rookie jersey is considered a retro jersey now.
Yeah.
So funny. But with that, we were kind of talking a little bit about jersey. What, you good?
Yeah. No, I was just looking at this other thing that if it says if Edmonton acquires Patrick Kane, they will have the top 3-point leaders since 2016 with 1,927 points between the three of them since then. That's insane.
Totally blowing over the main thing we were going to talk about for NHL talk, NHL 23.
Yeah.
Totally forgot. We jumped right into jersey talk. I was excited about a jersey draft house.
Go ahead, buy NHL 23, trade Patrick Kane, see what you get.
Put all your ridiculous trades into the GM mode and see what happens. Bet you nothing.
Yeah. Jeez.
But yeah, so you actually watched the trailer. I didn't watch it.
Yeah. No.
Go for
it. That reveal trailer came out this morning, and I just feel like I'm too old for what they were trying to do, because I'm just like, I don't care about any of it. The only thing that they're adding is literally like being able to shoot while you're falling. Doing the puck flip that Zegras did from behind the net to Sonny Milano. They added that. I wonder if that's going to be called as a high stick at all in the game. Like, can you imagine? It's like, oh, we completed it. It's like high stick. No.
High stick, yeah.
High stick. High stick. No, get the fuck out of here. High stick. But like, it's not like, I don't know, man. It's never anything substantial. It's always just like, oh, now you can do the Michigan. It's like, cool. I'm never gonna do that.
It's so hard. It's like
it's
you have to
impossible to fucking pull
you have to
off.
hold this button, you have to rotate the left joystick this way, the right joystick the opposite way, while doing like it's impossible to do this shit.
Yeah. I don't know, like it's Darnell Nurse's sister, Sarah Nurse, and Trevor Zegras on the cover.
That's what I hate the cover the most.
They love the fact that they added women to Hut, and it's like, that's cool. Like, I guess that's a huge selling point, but like, why didn't you do it? I thought it was like last year they had that, but I guess not. They just added like the national teams, like US and Canada, to like the game, like midway through the season. Also, it's cross-platform play, which isn't going to be available immediately.
And that too, it's the cross-platform play for matchmaking only, but you cannot play with people. So you have a PlayStation, we all have Xbox, we still can't play together. But really? You can get matched up against us.
Oh, weird.
Like, it's so dumb. If you're gonna do cross, like, why are we still in 2022 not able to just say, hey, you have NHL? Cool, I have NHL. Doesn't matter what system.
Yeah.
Let's fucking play this game.
Yeah, I don't know.
Why is that like
there's been no, it's just becoming roster update, add one move that happened last season and be like, this is now $60, but you should buy the more expensive one because it has more Hut stuff.
Well, it's like $70 for the PlayStation 5 and Xbox.
Yeah. Well, that's what those new games are usually now on those systems, is 70, which makes sense. I mean, more expensive. But yeah, it's nothing crazy. Like, they didn't say if there was any improvements to like franchise or be a pro or anything else.
They're trying to like,
the improvements was falling and shooting and lifting the puck from behind the net, and then adding women to Hut and cross-platform play. That's it.
They're trying to like reach the younger demographic. So if, like, from the stuff I've seen so far, it's just like straight up like TikTok and like hit fast, boom, boom. And it's like, oh, all the lights and flash and all that, but we're just gonna slide in
It's
NHL
like, wow,
15.
oh my god, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Pass the remote.
They
Grab
actually put that in
grab a
there.
remote.
Oh my god. So
Okay.
that comes out October 3rd or October 14th. PGA 2K23 comes out October 14th. I know where my money's going on right away. I'm gonna wait to see if NHL does a Black Friday sale like they usually do. But here's a nice little trivia question for you. This is from Jay Fresh, who does all the advanced stats on social media. You see those like graphics and everything. Only 2 of the past 26 EA NHL cover athletes have
Oh
made
yeah.
it to the cover of the or that made cover athletes have made it to the second round of the playoffs the year they were featured on the cover. Do you know the 2 players?
One's Patty Kane. I forgot what the other one was. So I had seen this, but I knew Kaner was one of them.
And to be clear, NHL 10.
Yeah. That's the only one he's on. Taves is
Oh,
on
that's
too.
right. He was supposed to be on the other, and then he took it off. Yeah,
Yeah, he was supposed to be on 15.
because he's bad.
I remember when I was because you have to download the games onto the system. When I put it in like day one, and it was like, oh, like downloading this game, and it had the actual like Kane and Taves like holding the cup logo, and I was like, oh,
Let's
okay,
go.
that was supposed to be the cover. I don't remember who it was.
It was
Uh
NHL 17,
oh, NHL 17. Who the fuck's on NHL 17? I
Central
don't know.
Division.
PK Subban.
Tarasenko. Blues lost
Tarasenko.
the second round that year.
That's so weird. Oh, that must have been a fan vote. It's like they don't do Russian players anymore. It's either like popular Canadian players on American teams or American players on Canadian teams or American players on American teams.
It was weird how they did the fan vote because it was like Patrice Bergeron was a fan vote, right?
It might have been, yeah.
Hayes wasn't.
I think Subban was.
Tarasenko was. I don't think McDavid was.
No,
Subban was. So it was like every other year they did a fan vote.
it might have been. Or it happened in the one year, and I just think it happens more often than that. And they chose Tarasenko, and then they're like, yeah, no, we're not going to do Russian players anymore. No more fan decisions.
Well, they had Ovechkin on 21.
Oh yeah, but he's also kind of like
Grandfathered
gonna
in.
gonna break a fucking record that's like been set in stone for a while, and like probably won't be broken ever again.
Matthews, Ovechkin, Matthews, PK, McDavid, Tarasenko, Taves, Bergeron, Brodeur, Giroux, Stamkos, Taves, Kane, Phaneuf, Stahl, Ovechkin, Clavier, Naslin, Heatley. Depends on which version you got. Also could have been Joe Sakic.
Yeah,
Jerome
I got the
McGinley.
Heatley version.
Yeah, I had the Heatley one too. Jerome McGinley, Mario Lemieux, Ullman, Nolan, Chris Pronger, Eric Lindros, Peter Forsberg, and John Vandenbroek.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a lot. 97. I think 99 was still my favorite.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
2013.
02 was pretty cool too.
2013 is pretty good.
That was the first year they did. Was it 13 was the first year they did like B or GM Connect and then like the Deke stick?
No, the Deke stick was like 2008. The
You're right.
2013 or 14 was whenever they started EASHL, and you could, and everybody's like your original players sucked, and unless you like played often enough, like and increased your own stats.
Yeah,
like,
that was when it was so rough.
that was when I played it so often that my
I would get
my defenseman was an 89 overall, and he had like 100% shot power. And every time I would take a clapper in online game, people on my team would be like, "What the fuck?"
I remember playing like with you, Noli, and all of them, and then like my guy, like I rarely got to play, so my guy was like really low overall, and I'm like skating with a puck, and all of a sudden like their defenseman catches up with me in like 3 strides, and like it was the most infuriating thing ever. Like I like how it is now. I do miss though being able to like earn your stats and all that kind of stuff, but it's actually better now the way it is.
Yeah, it's easier to jump in and play without having a lot of time on your hands.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else though that you have?
Unless you want to do the draft, you want to call it a night.
I mean, I don't think there's any jerseys that are that great.
All right, we were gonna do a jersey draft, but we're gonna call it a night. We're just gonna.
I think when they release like the reverse retros for real, then let's go ahead. Let's rank them.
Yeah, we get Rossi on the show again.
Or maybe I was gonna say, or we can rank the previous reverse retros and see how they did. I mean, the only ones that were really like that great were like Arizona's. I loved Anaheim's.
Yeah,
with the Wild Wing coming out of the ice, that was great.
The funny thing is, what got me thinking about doing a jersey draft was Uyghur was in the Carolina, seeing his jersey for the first time in Calgary. I'm like, fuck, man, I love the red Calgary Flame jersey. Like, I love that they went to those old school ones.
Yeah,
those are easily top 3, I think, for me.
With the white C.
Yeah.
I think like the cooler ones too were just like using the old team colors, like the Minnesota Wild going with the North Stars colors, the Kings with the purple and yellow.
Yeah, I hope they bring back the Burger King on this year.
What was the other one? Oh, it was the Nordiques colored, or the Nordiques Avalanche colored ones.
Oh,
those were cool. But like, I mean, teams like Detroit and Dallas with just like the whiteout jerseys.
Islanders had just
Carolina had the Hartford Whales, which was awesome. The Whalers. But yeah, I mean,
I think
some were great, some were awful.
I think San Jose is going to probably have the best one for this new haul with the Golden Seals.
I really want to see that.
Especially because like I love seeing like the San Jose Sharks in like the Golden Seal font. That was so cool. So super. And the fact that they're talking about bringing white skates for those.
Patrick Kane to San Jose just so I can get a Kaner Golden Seals Sharks jersey.
Vander.
No. No. Yeah, I don't know.
That's what we're gonna base our Kaner trade, where he goes, based on reverse retro jerseys that we want to buy.
Like, how are the jerseys gonna look?
Yeah. All right. So that's episode 188. Tanner, what do you want to call it?
I keep forgetting to fucking think of something all the time now.
Recap what we talked about. We talked about the broadcasting team. We talked about trade rumors with Kane, him not going anywhere. We talked about Kessel to Vegas. We talked about Stastny.
Kessel to Vegas.
Ooh.
Ooh. I don't know. Like, it's got to be short and sweet.
Poor Phil.
Yeah. Boo, Vegas. Boo, Vegas. Boo.
Vegas, boo. All right. Episode 188. Boo, Vegas, boo.
That's hilarious.
Make sure to follow us on all social media, WCB Podcast. Like Facebook, the Windy City Benders Podcast. Subscribe to the YouTube channels. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. 5-star reviews on those too. All major podcast platforms. And yeah. Random question. We'll see if anybody actually listens to this far. Twitch or YouTube?
Twitch or YouTube?
Yeah. So we'll see you on the next one.
All right. Love you, boys. Bye.
The Windy City Benders Podcast. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and YouTube. And follow the boys on socials at WCB Podcast.